Have you ever walked into an older person's bedroom, maybe your mom's, your dad's, or even your own, and something just felt off? Maybe the room looked fine at first glance, everything in its place, familiar, cozy, but then you noticed it. That loose throw rug right by the bed, the cluttered nightstand with old pill bottles, the dim lighting that barely lights up the corner. You brushed it off. You told yourself it's just how things have always been. But deep down, something didn't sit right. And then one night, maybe it was a phone call at 2 a.m., a fall, a trip to the ER, a moment you never saw coming until it was too late. Let me ask you this. What if that one small thing in the bedroom, the thing you didn't think twice about, what if that was the trigger that changed everything? Here's the hard truth most people don't want to talk about. As we age, the very spaces that once made us feel safe and secure can quietly become dangerous, and we don't always see the warning signs because they don't look like danger. They look like comfort, like routine, like home. But your bedroom, your sanctuary, should never be a silent threat. It should support your body, your mind, your healing, and your independence, not work against it. That's why in this video, we're getting honest. I'm going to walk you through 5 common things that many elderly people still have in their bedrooms. Things that seem harmless, but are silently putting health, safety, and dignity at risk. The good news, every single one of these things can be fixed, removed, replaced with just a little awareness and a little love. So if you care about aging well, if you're helping a loved one do the same, or if you just want to create a space where you can thrive, not just survive, stick with me. These 5 changes are simple, but they can truly protect the most important years of your life. Comment, "I'm here" if you're ready to build a safer, calmer space for yourself or someone you love. And don't forget to subscribe to Flourish After 60, where we talk honestly, lovingly, and practically about how to make life better after the milestone birthday. Let's get into it. Let's start with something almost every older adult has in their bedroom, and almost no one thinks twice about. Number 1, throw rugs and loose carpets. It's those cozy little mats by the bed or near the closet. Now, picture this. It's 3 a.m. Margaret, 73 years old, wakes up thirsty. She swings her legs over the bed, slips her feet into her house slippers, and walks half asleep toward the kitchen. But she never makes it. Because the corner of her old floral rug, one she's had for decades, folds just enough to catch the edge of her slipper. Her body shifts, her balance gives way, and in a split second she's on the floor. Fractured hip, ambulance ride, weeks of rehab, and suddenly what was supposed to be a normal night becomes a turning point in her life. This isn't a dramatic story. This is real life for so many people over 60. And it often starts with something as innocent as a decorative rug. You see, as we get older, our sense of balance naturally declines. The muscles that used to help us recover from a slight stumble, they're weaker. Reflexes, slower. Our eyes struggle more in dim lighting. And that tiny half-inch edge on a rug, it's all it takes to send someone flying. Here's the danger. Throw rugs look harmless. They're soft, they're familiar, and they often have sentimental value. Some folks even think they warm up the room or tie the space together. But here's the truth. In a bedroom where safety should be the priority, rugs can become silent traps. They bunch up, they slide, they curl at the edges when nobody's looking, and they don't care if you've had them for 20 years. They'll still take you down. Now, what can you do? You don't need to turn your room into a sterile hospital setting, but you do need to rethink what's under your feet. Here's a simple first step. Remove any loose rugs entirely. If you absolutely need something soft for comfort, choose non-slip mats with rubber backing, ones that sit flat and grip the floor. Even better, consider wall-to-wall carpeting or hard flooring with a non-slip finish. It's easier to clean, easier to navigate, and much, much safer. Because here's the bottom line. You should be able to walk freely through your bedroom at any hour without fear. Not worry about whether your next step might change everything. And while your feet can be tripped up by what's on the floor, your eyes, well, they can be fooled by something just as dangerous hiding in plain sight. Let's talk about that next. Number 2, bulky or excess furniture. Now, let's talk about something that feels personal for a lot of people. Furniture. Not just any furniture, but too much of it. Let me tell you about James. He's a widower in his late 70s, quiet man. Spends most of his time reading or listening to jazz. His bedroom? It looked like a cozy time capsule. 2 large dressers, a writing desk from his younger days, a bulky nightstand, and a tall bookshelf packed with paperbacks and photo albums. It felt like him, full of memories, full of comfort. But one night, James had chest pain. He managed to call 911. When the paramedics arrived, they could barely reach him. The narrow path between the bed and the dresser, the awkward corner near the bookshelf. They had to turn sideways just to get the stretcher in. Precious minutes lost because of too much furniture. See, as we age, mobility becomes more limited. Whether it's due to arthritis, joint pain, or just slower movement, navigating a tight space gets harder. Even without an emergency, getting up to use the restroom at night can feel like maneuvering through an obstacle course. Here's what most people don't realize. What once made a room feel full of life can slowly start to make it feel crowded. That familiar dresser might bring a sense of stability. But if it's blocking a clean path from the bed to the door, or making it hard to turn with a walker or cane, then it's no longer helping. It's becoming a barrier. And it's not just about movement. Too much furniture can trap dust, hide pests, and create visual clutter. It can actually increase feelings of anxiety and disorientation, especially for those dealing with cognitive decline or memory issues. Now, I know it's hard to let go of pieces that hold meaning, but here's something you can do today. Take a fresh look at the bedroom through the eyes of someone using a walker. Would they be able to move freely without bumping into anything? Could emergency responders reach the bed in seconds, not minutes? That's called a mobility audit. And it's one of the most loving, future-focused things you can do for yourself or for someone you care about. Start small, one piece at a time. Keep what's essential, remove what isn't. And suddenly, the room breathes again. It feels calmer, safer, easier. And speaking of what's taking up space, let's talk about what's inside those drawers. Because sometimes the danger isn't just what you can see, it's what's hiding just out of sight. Number 3, unused or expired medications. All right, let's open that nightstand drawer. You know the one. The drawer stuffed with old pill bottles, half-used prescriptions, vitamins from who knows when. Let me tell you a story. Linda had been helping her mother, 83 years old, sharp most days, but sometimes a little forgetful. One morning, her mom looked confused, really confused. She couldn't remember if she'd taken her medication or if she'd taken it twice. Linda checked the drawer. What she found was shocking. Over 20 bottles, some without labels. Some expired 5 years ago. Several of them looked almost identical. White pills, orange bottles, faded text. That drawer, it had become a silent danger. Here's what most people don't realize. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to medications. Vision gets blurrier, memory becomes less reliable, and pills that look the same, white, round, tiny, can serve completely different purposes. Some lower your blood pressure, some thin your blood, some are sedatives. One mix-up, One wrong dose can cause a fall, a drop in blood pressure, a trip to the ER, or worse. And yet, many older adults hold on to every bottle, just in case. It might be useful again someday. I don't want to waste it. I get it. Throwing away medication feels like tossing out money or safety. But here's the thing. Expired medications lose potency, and some even become harmful. And having too many meds in the bedroom, especially unsecured, creates a high risk for confusion, duplication, and accidental overdose. So what can you do? Start with a medication cleanup. Sit down and go through each bottle. Check the labels. Check the expiration dates. If it's old, unclear, or no longer prescribed, safely dispose of it. Your local pharmacy can help with that. Then narrow it down. Only keep current, clearly labeled medications, and if possible, not in the bedroom. Instead, store them in a designated, well-lit spot, preferably in the kitchen or a central living space where they can be taken routinely and even supervised if needed. Use a pill organizer, daily or weekly style, with clear compartments. This reduces the mental load and lowers the risk of doubling up or skipping doses. And most importantly, talk about it. Make medication reviews a regular part of your healthcare routine, because no one should be guessing when it comes to something so important. Now let's shift gears. We've looked under your feet. We've looked inside your drawers. Now it's time to look up, because the next hidden hazard is right above your head, and it affects every step you take after dark. Let's talk about lighting. Number 4, dim or inaccessible lighting. Now, picture this. Edward, 82 years old, lived alone, still active, still proud. His bedroom had one lamp, small, delicate, tucked away on the far side of his nightstand. The kind of lamp you have to twist your wrist to switch on. One night, he woke up needing to use the restroom. The room was pitch black. No hallway light, no night light. He reached out, still groggy, trying to feel for the lamp. He bumped it. It tipped, fell, and in trying to pick it back up, he lost his balance. He tripped, fell sideways, right into the edge of the nightstand, bruised ribs, a sprained wrist, all because he couldn't see where he was going. Now, here's the part that's often overlooked. Older eyes need more light to see clearly. It's not just about brightness, it's about contrast, sharpness, and how long it takes your eyes to adjust from dark to light. With age, your pupils shrink. The lenses in your eyes get thicker. You may have cataracts, dry eye, or reduced night vision. All of this makes dim lighting a real threat. And yet most bedrooms are still designed with aesthetics in mind. Soft yellow lights, dainty lamps, warm glows. We think it feels cozy. But cozy doesn't help when you're trying to navigate in the dark at 2 a.m., half awake, with stiff knees and a body that doesn't recover from falls the way it used to. The goal here isn't to make your bedroom feel like an airport runway, but it is to make sure that every single step you take at night is a safe one. So what can you do? Start with motion sensor nightlights. Place them low to the ground, along the path from the bed to the bathroom. They light up automatically when you move, and they don't require you to fumble with switches in the dark. Next, upgrade your bedside lamp. Choose one with a large, easy-to-press button, or even better, a touch-activated base. No tiny switches, no twisting, just a gentle tap, and the room brightens. Want to take it a step further? Try voice-activated smart lighting. You can simply say, "Turn on the bedroom light," and it responds. Perfect for those nights when getting out of bed feels difficult or even dangerous. It's a small investment. But it makes a huge difference because proper lighting isn't a luxury. It's part of your safety net. And when you've lived a full life, you deserve to move through your space with confidence, not hesitation. And finally, we've talked about rugs, furniture, medications, and light. But there's one more thing. Something most of us keep out of habit. Something we never think twice about. Yet it could be interfering with the most important thing your body needs every night to heal, restore, and protect you. Let's talk about what might be silently robbing you of deep, restful sleep. Number 5, electronics and screens. TVs, phones, tablets. Let's talk about one of the most common bedtime habits. Agnes, 85 years old, widowed, living alone, and like so many of us, she'd gotten into the routine of falling asleep with the TV on. She said it made the room feel less empty. The voices were comforting, familiar. She'd drift off to late-night shows or old movies, night after night. But here's what started to happen. Agnes began waking up multiple times a night, restless, disoriented. She'd sometimes think it was morning when it was still 2 a.m. She became more anxious. She forgot more names. She even started having trouble keeping up with conversations. Her doctor gently asked her about her sleep. And when they looked closer, the culprit wasn't a new medication. It wasn't her age. It was the TV. You see, screens, TVs, tablets, phones, they all give off blue light. And that blue light doesn't just light up a room. It sends a message to your brain. Stay awake. Blue light interferes with melatonin, the hormone that tells your body it's time to sleep. And without enough melatonin, sleep becomes shallow, fragmented. You may fall asleep, but you don't stay asleep. Your brain doesn't get to fully rest, and over time, that poor sleep adds up. It affects memory, mood, heart health, even your body's ability to heal from illness or injury. Now, some people say, but I need noise to fall asleep. Or, I don't like silence, it makes me feel lonely. That's real, and I hear you. But here's the truth. Electronics might feel like a comfort, but often they're just a distraction, one that costs you the rest your body deeply needs. So here's what I suggest. Remove screens from the bedroom. Yes, even the TV. Instead, replace them with a new bedtime ritual, something that soothes without stimulating. Try soft instrumental music, an audiobook with a gentle narrator, a warm cup of herbal tea, a few minutes of light stretching or deep breathing, or even just dim lighting and a moment of quiet reflection. Let your room be what it was always meant to be. A place for rest, a place for peace, a place where your body and mind can fully let go and recover. Because deep sleep isn't just about energy. It's where healing happens. It's how we fight inflammation, preserve memory, and strengthen our immune system. And at this stage of life, that kind of sleep is not just helpful, it's essential. Now, if you're listening to all of this and thinking, that's a lot to change, you're right, it is. And you're not alone. Letting go of familiar things. That rug you've had since your children were small. The chair your partner always sat in. The old dresser you kept just in case. Even the nightly hum of the television you've come to rely on. None of that is easy. These objects aren't just stuff. They hold memories. They're part of your rhythm. And sometimes changing them can feel like letting go of a part of yourself, a part of your routine, even your identity. But here's the shift that matters. You're not losing anything. You're gaining something far more important. This isn't about clearing out your life. It's about opening it up. It's about choosing comfort without compromise. It's about crafting a space where your body feels safe, where your mind can rest, where the risk of falling, confusion, or disruption is lowered, and where dignity is protected every single day. Because reframing your bedroom isn't about taking away, it's about giving back. Independence, clarity, peace of mind, and above all, safety. So here's what I want you to do. Tonight, Just 10 minutes, that's all. Walk through your bedroom, or your parents, your partners, or someone you love. Look around. Ask yourself, is there anything here that could trip me up? Anything that's expired, unnecessary, or in the way? Anything that belongs more in the past than in the present? Then gently, kindly, remove or replace just one thing. Because even one small change is a big act of care, and not just for yourself, but for everyone who loves you. These aren't just safety tips, they're love in action. They say, I want you to live in a space that honors your strength, your journey, your comfort. They say, I care enough to help you flourish, not just survive, after 60. Let's take a quick moment to recap the 5 things we covered today. Number 1, throw rugs and loose carpets. They may be pretty, but they're prime tripping hazards. Number 2, bulky or excess furniture. Clear the path. Make space for easy movement and emergency access. Number 3, unused or expired medications. These clutter the space and confuse routines. Only keep what's necessary and clearly labeled. Number 4, dim or hard-to-reach lighting. Brighten the space with smart solutions. Don't let shadows become your next obstacle. And finally, number 5, bedroom electronics. They promise comfort, but often steal your rest. Your sleep deserves better. Now I want to hear from you. Which one of these surprised you the most? Did anything make you think of someone you care about? Or is there something else you'd add to the list? Let's talk about it. Scroll down to the comments and share your thoughts. You never know who might be reading and learning from what you have to say. And if this video helped you, even just a little, go ahead and give it a like. It tells the algorithm this is the kind of content that matters. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Flourish After 60. This channel is here for you. With real talk, practical tools, and gentle encouragement for every step of this season of life. Because aging doesn't mean fading. It means flourishing, with wisdom, with intention, and with grace. Thank you so much for watching. You're not just caring, you're leading with love. Stay strong, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.